I can't sleep. Forgive me. I took a shower. I was in bed. I didn't plan on anybody seeing me. I have no makeup on. And I don't care. The Mandela effect for me has been around since before I knew it was called the Mandela effect. And it started with the Lindbergh baby. In my reality, the Lindbergh baby was never found. And I remember watching something on the History Channel and I thought, wow, that's really strange because maybe, I'm wrong and then it was, more and more things like Shirley Temple. I remember her being dead at a young age. And then, of course, Mandela. I actually remember Mandela dying in like 88 or 89 in prison. So I became aware that it was called the Mandela effect when I looked up the Berenstain Bears. And it was because I found a book and I'm like, that's not right. And that's how I found the Mandela effect, probably 3 years ago. But this is beyond, oh my God, the capacity for me to grasp in my mind. It's hitting home because it's my husband. And it's unbelievable. I can't sleep. Well, what do I do with that memory? And where is my husband that used to tell me that story? That I remember like so vividly. I remember like just within this last 9 months. What do I do with that? Please respond. Respond down there. Tell me, please, because my heart is breaking tonight. I don't even want to go back to bed. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. Why? And does anybody have any explanation as to why this is happening? And why is it now hitting home, like on a personal level? I just can't. I'm ready for the rugged cross. I don't know if it's, maybe it's biblical.
So I've been called crazy, psychotic, been told that I'm just suffering from a lack of sleep. I've been told that I'm a victim of a psychological operation by the military, aka a psyop. And it's all because I've seen the effects of the Mandela effect. And I'm just gonna take it to the source of some things and show you just how effective this Mandela effect is. And you want to talk about psychological operations? It's not a psychological operation. What's happening is that our third dimensional world is merging with a fourth dimensional one, and we're losing some stuff that can't cross over. And eventually, we will understand what the fourth dimension is. That's what's happening at CERN right now. They're learning more and more about the fourth dimension, and they've already talked about before. They don't bring it up much because it's something that's dangerous, but when they turned on the Hadron Collider at CERN, they opened up a portal and they saw something, and they don't want to put it out there what they saw, but they did say that they saw something. You can look it up for yourself. It happened. They saw something. Okay, some other proof, not really proof, but people are gonna say, oh, that's just hearsay. Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the most renowned minds in the world, astrophysicist who breaks down everything for people in a way that we can understand, and we all, kind of revere this man because his brain is just like a computer. Like you can sit and listen to him talk all day. And when you see him think about something, you can hear the gears just turning. You can hear the computer fan blowing out of the back of his neck. You just know he's coming up with something, and he's going to explain it in a way where you understand it. Neil deGrasse Tyson has been heard mentioning that we are on the Sagittarius arm as a solar system. We were on the Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way, right? We are not on the Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way anymore. We are on Orion. So what happened? What happened? You want proof? Well, this is proof. It's an astrophysicist. He's an astrophysicist, one of the most known astrophysicists in the world. He, outside of who? Stephen Hawking? Does he count as an astrophysicist? Neil deGrasse Tyson is the most known astrophysicist in the world. In the world. You hear me? This dude is the voice of Cosmos. He is known to everyone. We all know him and we all respect him and we all listen to what he has to say because 9 times out of 10 he's right. We've always been on Sagittarius and now all of a sudden we're on Orion. It's just real. That's real life. That's something that happened. It's not a psychological operation. That happened. Just like Nelson Mandela died, it happened. These are two things that don't get messed up. It's not a coincidence that Neil deGrasse Tyson messed up and said Sagittarius when we all know it was on Sagittarius. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. How can that be a mistake? He's an astrophysicist. He knows exactly, well, not exactly, nobody knows exactly where we are, but he knows where we are, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I shouldn't have to prove any of this stuff to you. I shouldn't have to show you anything. Anything. I can explain it to you like Neil deGrasse Tyson explains the dimensions. And this is where I drew my conclusion that the Nelson Mandela effect, the Mandela effect is actually 2 dimensions merging and we're getting ready to hit the cusp of something beautiful. As in we're getting ready to discover the 4th dimension. When the 3rd dimension witnesses something that happens in the 4th dimension, there is no way for our brains to explain it. Only thing we know is that it's gone. It's not there. It's not there. It's impossible for it to have gone anywhere. It's just not there. And that's what's happening with the Mandela effect. That's what's happening. Things are disappearing. Things are changing. And it's because our past is not really our past. It really is our past. And that's what it is. It's not a part of our present. It's just our past. It's gone. It changed and it's gone. It's gone for good. It's not coming back and it's gone. So just accept it. And that's pretty much what we have to do at this point. You know what I'm saying? We have to accept it because this is what happened. And it's going to happen again eventually. And it's probably going to get worse and worse or more intriguing, however you want to look at it. Let's go to the Star Wars one, right? I told myself I was never going to talk about this one because it's something that everybody talks about. Everybody's like, no, he says, Luke, I am your father. And then there are people who says, no, he says, no, I am your father. Maybe he said, no, I am your father. I've always remembered it as Luke, I am your father. Look at the source. Who actually voiced Darth Vader? James Earl Jones says when he saw the script and he saw Luke, I am your father. He thought, no, this isn't true. This isn't true. He said this in an interview. He's the voice of Darth Vader. Is it just a coincidence that we all remember it as Luke, I am your father? If the person who voiced Darth Vader remembers it as Luke, I am your father? If that's a coincidence, Neil deGrasse Tyson's thing was a coincidence. Mandela's death in that book being a coincidence. How many coincidences are there? Easy to call somebody crazy when you don't understand what they're talking about. But, you know, when you say something that nobody understands and they call you crazy, you want to get all offended and start dropping F-bombs and everything. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you can call me crazy, I can call you crazy, and that's just the truth. Like, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that I'm crazy because I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. If I was crazy, I would not be in the position that I'm in life. I ain't hurting. All right? So you can take that crazy psychotic mess on somewhere else because I am none of the above. It's just the truth. It's just things that I noticed. And if I notice them and hundreds of thousands of other people notice it, really? We're all crazy? All right? This ain't no KGB stunt. It's not a psyop. Stop it. Stop it. It's not a coincidence, people. We don't just believe these things. These things are happening. It's right there in front of you. Just open your eyes and look at it. We're not looking for the changes. We just notice that they're happening. It's called being alert, you know, being aware of what's around you at all times. You know, everybody should be that way. The thing is, people are going to look at us, all of us who see it, and they're going to tell us that we need to show them proof when they're not really listening to what we're saying. Things used to exist a certain way. Then all of a sudden, they exist a different way. The only way for you to prove that is if you go back in time and manage to go back in your own timeline and find something that's definitive and take a picture with a smartphone from today. Like, it doesn't happen because it doesn't exist anymore. If it doesn't exist anymore, then it's hard to find proof where you can just walk up to somebody and say, here's the proof. No, they're gonna be trying to come at us at every turn and say, oh, I can dispute that because look at everything else. These are just coincidences. Oscar Mayer just made a mistake on their website. The Berenstain Bears just made a mistake on their videotape. The book who wrote about Mandela just made a mistake about the day he died. Neil deGrasse Tyson, a renowned astrophysicist, just made a mistake about where our solar system is in the galaxy. James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, just made a mistake about what his script said. Seriously? You kidding me?
Hi, this is my first video. I just wanted to make it and talk about some of the things that I'm going through, and hopefully it'll help other people out there, maybe. I'm a person who has a family that does not understand or doesn't notice the changes that have happened. I love my wife and I love my family. They don't see what I see. I've tried to talk to them. They don't see that this place is different. Maybe it's not different for them. I don't know. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why this happened. I don't know. I know I'm not where I was. I'll just put it that way. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. It's not the same place. It's not the same earth or sun or all those things. It's completely different, and I just really hope that someday we can all understand what's going on and what it's all for, because I have no idea. People say that that we're here for some kind of a reason, that we're here to help, or we're here to enlighten. I don't know anything about that, but I hear these things, and I know that I have to do my best to stay good at heart, because that just, it's like when I woke up, it was like one second things were bad. I mean, with the government and people being mean to people and all those different things, but I mean, oh my goodness, this place is just crazy with it. I mean, it's worse. I mean, it just went from 60 to 100 in evil, I guess you'd say. I stay up late. I stay up all night. I stay up till 6, 7 in the morning, wake up at noon. I can't get my sleep correct. I can function. I play with my granddaughter every day and try to give her joy and have joy. But it's just, you want to talk to people about these things, but you can't. I can't walk into the gas station and tell somebody, hey, how's this reality going for you? Because nobody really understands, except people on here that are talking about it. People that seen online and that I listen to regularly, because I want some sense. I want some. I want somebody. I want to listen to somebody who makes sense. I want to listen to somebody who knows what I'm going through. I guess I didn't make this video to give answers to anything. I just made this video to get some things off my chest and to get and just to I just guess I want to say to people to keep your head up and keep doing the right thing. Be good to people. Fight against bad thing. If somebody does something bad, tell them, call them on it. Try to do those things. Try to do them even more, because maybe it is something to do with why we're here. All I know is that since we're here, that I know that there's more. I know that there's something inside me that, because this is the same. I came here. This is different. My body's different. Everything. So I know undoubtedly that there's more to life than just a flesh body. I'm living proof to myself. I can't prove it to other people, but you know what I'm talking about if you have this same effect that has happened to you.
I'm not really going to emphasize on the examples that most of us have seen, which is very disturbing. I first and foremost will say that at first I was like, what is this? What's going on here? And I really didn't really pay too much attention to it until I seen something about the Bible being changed. Before I get into that, I just want to say the smoking gun really was the Star Wars for me. I don't care what nobody says. You can put a gun to my head and tell me to say that's not what it said, and I will say, shoot me, because I know for a fact that Darth Vader said, Luke, I am your father. I have seen that movie tons of times, and that is an infamous quote. Wake up. What's going on? The people who are saying, you guys are a bunch of fucking nut jobs, or you just want some time on the internet, or whatever the fuck. I'm not trying to get on the bandwagon here, but I just want to verify one thing. I know that I'm not crazy. And I know what my memory says. I know that what I've seen, all of the examples, is absolute truth. We're not crazy. The people that are saying that these things have changed, the logos, the movies, all these things, we're not crazy. And the funny thing is, you can't tell another person what to believe. It's called experience. And we're not all mass delusional. I'm a very educated man. I don't see why anybody would make something up like this. So why has it changed? Why has it changed? People are saying, you know, that CERN in Switzerland, with that Hadron Collider, is opening up these portals and these dimensions, and they even said themselves that they are finding, you know, this dark matter, you know, this stuff that we're not supposed to be fucking with. CERN, you're fucking with nature, you know, and they're just flaunting it in front of our eyes. What's up with that picture with the scientist at CERN with the you know, the Mandela, you know, on across his chest? Like, what? Why? Why would you do that? I believe that we have tapped into something. We have tapped into an alternate reality. Our reality it has shifted. Something has happened detrimentally, to the point where, you know, people like me, you know, who has been affected, and I've been awakened. You know, I can see now the truth. But here nor there, I really don't want to touch too much base on all of the examples that you have seen. The very first thing I want to talk about is Coke Zero. My father has worked for Coca-Cola for 33 years. Okay? And when I brought this up to him, I said, Dad, is it Coke Zero or Coca-Cola Zero? And he says, it's Coke Zero. I said, you might want to go to work, and when you go to work, you know, check the logos, you know, check something, because they're saying that it was never Coke Zero. And he was like, you're crazy. It was Coke Zero. I specifically remember the black can that said Coke Zero. And he did too. I mean, this is a man that's worked for the company for 33 years. And when he actually investigated himself, he called me up and was like, Elijah, I guess it's never been Coke Zero. And I was like, how is that possible? Do you honestly not remember it being Coke Zero? And he's like, no, I know for a fact that I remember it when it first came out, that it was Coke Zero. And I was like, I know, I remember the commercials, all of it. So that one right there just blew me away. And you know, my family, my own mother, I had her watching some of this Mandela effect videos. And give you a little background about myself, I'm Italian, and I went to Catholic school. I mean, she watched this a few videos with me, and she was just like, no way, no freaking way. It was mirror on the wall, not magic mirror. And I was like, yeah, I know. And you know, all the other examples, you know, from her childhood, Mickey Mouse not having suspenders. She's like, no, he has suspenders. I said, no, Mom, he doesn't have suspenders. And I remember watching a black and white movie or a cartoon long time ago with him pulling out his suspenders as he was dancing around. And I'm like, I'm telling you, Mickey Mouse has suspenders, or used to have suspenders. But anyways, the smoking gun for me was how the Bible has changed. Kind of fucked me up a little bit, but like I said, I went to Catholic school. I always believed in God. I believe Jesus Christ was my Lord and Savior. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. God created the heaven and the earth? No. No. It's heavens. Heavens. And I know this for a fact because I started deciphering the Bible myself from the beginning of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. In the very first verse, I broke it down all into Hebrew, and I specifically remember it being heavens. I know it was heavens. Okay? Then, I seen that about Isaiah, 11:6, about the wolf will lie with the lamb. Okay. No. I know it said the lion shall also dwell with the lamb because I'm an artist, a very, very good one. And I remember drawing a beautiful picture of a lion and a lamb and writing the scripture down for a pastor. And I remember drawing a lion and a lamb quoting the scripture. So I know for a fact it was the lion also shall dwell with the lamb. I started deeping a little bit deeper and digging deeper and deeper and I seen this video about the wineskins. That just really just sealed the deal right there, because I know that in the King James Version it said Matthew 9:17, neither do men put new wine into old wineskins, not bottles. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Just, oh man, I just didn't understand it. And then, I seen a video about the Lord's Prayer. And let me tell you, like I said, I went to Catholic school from like first grade to fifth grade, I think it was. Yeah, first to fifth grade. And every single day we said this prayer before school started. And let me tell you, it was, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, not in earth. And it was not, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. It was, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. I don't know. I don't have an answer for this. It's something that I've been thinking about really hard lately. But I keep on praying and I keep on searching for the answers. Because I know God exists. So what's next? Is this the end? Or is this a new beginning? I don't know.